Hey everybody, welcome. Glad you could join us. Chat has spoken, and today we're best of threeing it. I'm down for that. We have been looking for the spells deck. I say we know who got the mouse in their hand here. I've been actually leaning red, just kind of feeling like going against the conventional wisdom of a week or two ago has been serving me well today in terms of getting extremely playable and high quality red based spell decks. I'm bringing that up just because that is where we keep ending up, and it's on me. I mean, there's all these, like yesterday, obviously we could have taken Diregraph Hordes over the red spells. I don't know if I'm going to lean that hard into the spells deck today, but I have been enjoying kind of leaning away from the blue-black strategy I've played so much of. I kind of like the idea of getting into white-green, or even, green is kind of now emerged as people's worst color in some circles, and I think I think it's exciting that we won the sweatsuit off of a green-blue deck. I mean, it's totally viable if you're pairing it with the right stuff. So we'll go where the cards lead today, I think, and not push too hard. But I am certainly, for me right now, red instants and sorceries do just get a little bump because, in my experience, the pods are still leaving that deck wide open. So it's a lane to keep an eye out for. And I've also felt in competition a lot for blue cards and black cards. So that's kind of where I've been at. Even though also conventional wisdom kind of has blue-white now as the field favorite. And I have a hard time arguing with that. I've had great success with that pair as well. But what's been mostly exciting to me is that the format has survived the shift and the reaction to the blue-black deck and has adjusted. And I think the metagame is reasonably healthy here. And there's things you can do that are not just two colors. So I was worried early on. We talked about that, and I'm about as worried as I would be about my cards arriving if I ordered them from Card Kingdom. It was like my only worry would be if the USPS screwed something up, because I know Card Kingdom is going to deliver perfectly every time. They're my sponsor. They have been for a while. I really appreciate them. I said perfectly every time, and that's kind of, I'm pitching here on the fly and making up words as I'm saying them, but sometimes I hear myself saying something that's just not true. They're not perfect every time, and no group of humans engaging in a complex activity like shipping out a gazillion cards is going to be perfect every time. But what I can say that's true is that in the rare occasions where they have messed something up, or in the rare occasions where a service they rely on messes up, like the USPS, they are going to show you their incredible customer service and take care of you. It's an important part of the businesses you work with, understanding how they take care of you when things don't go perfectly. And appreciate that about Card Kingdom, along with all the other things I always mention. And if you are in the market for cardboard rectangles, check out their inventory of cardboard rectangles. I think you'll be impressed. Thanks, Card Kingdom. Let's go. Get into the draft view and update all this stuff. Yeah, it's going to be weird draft to draft. I try to say things like, in my experience, based on what I've been seeing, to acknowledge that I'm just seeing my sample size, my drafts. It doesn't mean I have the whole thing figured out, but I'm kind of feel my way through. And certainly I've seen colors be wide open, yes. Even blue and black, they can still be wide open. Oh, and I use too many letters over there anyway. Let's see, what are we doing here? Here's this Diregraph Horde I keep forsaking. We can just start there today. Eccentric Farmer. If I really wanted to try to do it, we could start with Clear Shot and see if we wheel the Farmer. That is, I think that's kind of an interesting idea. And again, because I'm trying to, like I said, I'm in the mood to explore in this format, and it's kind of funny that I continue to pass easily justifiable Diregraph Hordes. I think every first pick this week has had a pickable diagraph horde in it that I've gone away from just because I don't know, like this is totally okay is the pick. And I don't know if yeah, some people may be on Farmer Overshot, but Farmer is great, I love it, but Clear Shot and the interaction is real and I want it. Hey look, blue green rare. Is this our further sign? What does this do? Well, it's a 3/3 for 3 with presumable upside. Trample. When land cards put in your graveyard from anywhere, counter on it, remove owner's hand. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, like, I don't know how busted the first line is. We're going to try to build around that. Yeah, obviously this is a great farmer ad, so hopefully we wheel that farmer. But yeah, let's take it. Green-blue is fun in this format, especially if it's open. And although this is not a great pack for that, maybe we wheel the secrets for it. But really, we have to take Infernal Grasp. I mean, I'm trying to have, quote, fun with the format, but I'm not passing Infernal Grasp for what? Like Evolving Wilds? Captain is a great card. We're not taking Cavalry here. It has... I don't mind one of these in a green deck, especially if you're covenanting pretty reliably, but 5 mana plus cards whose job is to be one large ground creature are definitely not at their best in this format. But yes, also base green has lots of has the access to splash tools, and we could end up doing that. We have a Moonrager's Slash, an Evolving Wilds, a Dissipate, and a Rejuvenator. Wilds would help if we thought we might be splashing. Dissipate, a fine pick if we just want to lean back towards this. But also we could just not play blue, find black open. Oh, look, we're green-black. Okay, I'll do that too. I do like Evolving Wilds as a universal. It's going to go in any deck. And that's a great point. If we do this thing, Evolving Wilds is a land card going to the graveyard from anywhere. So excellent point and a good tiebreaker here that we actually... Evolving Wilds are especially good for us if we play the slow Gurk, and especially if we also splash. Farming is what we want to do. Great to see that here. Liberator, pretty great to see here. This is just a fine, you know, if you happen to be on the play it on 2 and Oppo stumbles, you can just roll. But just having a curve-filling 2-drop that can take care of enchantments as needed, I think is an excellent pickup for pick 6 here. And we look to be in at least the right color. I think this might even just be a Silverbolt pick, especially if we end up on the blue side and we don't splash removal. I've got to come up on the reach creatures. There was exchanging comments with somebody in the YouTube comments about this. There was a draft where we played green, passed a bunch of like the bird admirers, and then had real trouble against flyers. And I think it's me not seeing bird admirers, partly because it's a werewolf and partly because green and everything. I'm not too interested in that. I would rather have the bolt. But anyway, I do need to acknowledge that, and especially best of 3, and I'm going to take this one. I need to remember how important reach creatures are for green decks trying to control the air without using individual removal spells on flyers. It's if this Weaver can hold off 2, 3/2/2 flyers or something, it's better than a removal spell for, it's better than a Clear Shot in this if it survives and continues to do that job. Anyway, I love managing flyers with creatures when possible, and I've just got to come around on some of these cards that do that. Path to the Festival is, I think, let's see. We're going to take Path. I think this might be the deck for it. There's some better cards in the abstract up here. I've come up on Sanctifier. It's still, kind of filler level. It's not amazing, but I've come up on it, is what I'm saying. Plummet for the board is reasonable. The Sacred Fire is interesting to see, but we are. I would rather hope that somebody, or we can actually take Unblinking Observer as well. I think I'm going to take Observer, because this might be an more important main deckable spell. In blue green, if we're trying to do ants and pants and stuff, we'll be happy to actually have an Observer getting that out a turn early. We take Return for the board over a replaceable 5. I think I'm going to do that. Again, 5s just aren't that hugely important. In fact, I'd probably rather run a Dawnheart in a blue-green deck splashing. Yeah, this came back. The farmer in pack 1 didn't, and not that I expected it to, but it's weird. Sometimes if nobody's on green, sometimes it can. And I was, I had a long shot hope that we would be so alone in the green lane that we'd get that farmer on the wheel. I think Blessing is probably good enough here. We might wheel it if we're the only green blue. But I've beaten this card quite a few times. It's gold, it's fancy, it does a bunch of stuff. But at the end of the day, like, if you can survive it, if you can make it to the point where everything that was ever tapped with it untaps, it's not a huge value engine. I mean, it's good. I'm just saying it's not amazing. It's not like, oh, sweet, a reward for being green blue. We've got Winterhorn Blessings. It's solid. Hey, Dan, thanks for asking. So yeah, given that, I think I like Abomination. You guys want to take the Blessing and not push it? I'll do it. Well, we took it. I think it might have wheeled. That's part of my thinking there, but we can take it to be sure. And then here we've got Revenge, Might, and what's this? Mythic. We like this. Oh, they were using this in Standard. Right? Wasn't this sick tech of Standard in that Grixis deck? What does it even do? Spells can't be countered. Each instant and sorcery in your graveyard has flashback. Okay, so double up our spells for a 3/4. Yeah, I think if we now start picking up our spells, I mean, stuff with flashback already doesn't get improved, but, picking up a Might or a Revenge on the way back. Let's try it. If anything, we took a playable Mythic. That's not the worst anyway. Startle, we love. Another Silver Bolt. Borrowed Time on the possible splash. Startle works with the Disciple we just picked up. And Bolt does not. So there's that. So then I'll take the Startle. And try to wheel that Plummet. Yes, flashback often. I mean, there's some stuff that doesn't change, but I hear you. Yes, largely things are getting cheaper on flashback. We got a Sentry. We got a Mentor. Yeah, I think we take Mentor. It's kind of a threat, a single card Coven threat. You got to get to the mana, but we'll make sure we're not going to play. This is not going to be a 16 lander. Let's just say that. And although, I mean, it could be if we get enough ramp, enough things that are finding lands and ramping. But the point is, we're going to have a lot of mana sources here. We'll take the Mentor. Path to the Festival, could be one of those sources, but not very exciting. Neither is anything else here. We could take a Locked. This is best of 3. We might need to run it main because we don't feel like we have enough interaction without it. And we might find that some decks don't seem like they have a way to punish us for using it, and we can bring it in. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Locked either, but this is best of 3, and it's a rock, scissors, paper type removal spell. There are some decks that just, it's a good removal spell, right? Against a lot of Disturb, for example, we're happy to bring that in. So let's take that on that strength. But then this is kind of what I'm looking for, is the Sighting is nice because it's a spell for Leer. We can cast it on the backside for 4 instead of 7, right? If we have Leer out. And that's great. Yeah, late farmhand. White has been pretty open all draft. Now we passed the O-ring right before passing that late farmhand, so white would have been a lane that would have been rewarding to get into. And feeling a little closed in our colors here. we could take a Skrillex on a possible red splash, pick up some of those red burn spells that nobody wants, and run a random flyer that likes instants and sorceries with the Leer. I think I'm going to spec on that over Amalgam. We can get any Amalgam all day long, whatever. Amalgam is schmalgam. We got an Evolving Wilds. Let's, and we're trying to be spelly anyway, right? So let's do that thing. Unnatural Growth. I really want this Farmer, but we can actually do the Growth. Very late Farmer, which is a good sign. But we're so green we can do this. And it's amazing, so I'm going to do it. It's also just fun. It's so fun. Zombies, good, but let's take attackers and green stuff. Quality wizards. So now I'm just going to wait for this pick to finish and hope that we get the card we want. Like, no, wizards! I want the 2-drop green wolf. So frustrating. Tapping, which I guess of these underwhelming green and blue spells will take the tapping. Should have taken the zombies. There was no other. I didn't even think there's a blue card in that pack. Observer is fine here. You might not draft the way I do, though. It's funny. I experienced the bug while doing the thing I do habitually to avoid other bugs. Yeah, well, it's a habit I got into because it constantly snap picks things if I don't do it that way. The risk of double click is real. And hey, if I get to tell Wizards they owe me free drafts again and again until they fix this S, that's fine. Light Up the Night could be that splash I'm talking about. Nice that the flashback on this with Leer is just another X spell instead of the whole Planeswalker thing. I'm going to actually try and we're going to see it. We might wheel this Blessing. If nobody else, it doesn't seem like anybody's in blue-green. And it may be greedy to even think of 3 colors if I'm also thinking of Unnatural Growth and a blue-blue spell. But yeah, I'm going to be greedy. We'll see what comes up. But I don't like Defenestrate. Defenestrate is extremely whatever. Iteration is funny, but probably just duel. Yeah, probably just duel and try to wheel the wolf or the wave. Yeah, iteration could be fun, but it's getting a little too cute with the splash, I think. And duel is underwhelming for sure. But this just doubles, right? Doubling power and toughness could help the duels for sure. Why does it keep wanting me to take white cards? I am going to take the duel, even though I completely agree with you on it. Slash or Sentry. Oh, sorry. The weird art on Hoarder made me not see it. Yes, we'll take Hoarder. I don't think I've had this style in place before, or at least it didn't register with me. Here we can take the Sentry, though. A fine 2. Ghoul could be part of a splash. We can even take the Wilds. You want the... Well, I hate taking a bad card just because we have it works with one thing. It's interesting, but I'm on Sentry. If they want to wheel us that's wow. Okay, we're in the right lane. I got really excited by the Rise of the Ants because that's exactly what we want. But then look at the rare. I think we just got to take Augur. And like, yeah, we want this too. We got to take this though, right? I mean, we want Rise of Ants, but Augur is real good. And heavy green, we really want to continue to pick things that keep us heavy green so that we can actually do this thing. So Sentry, huge. Like Component Collector, you're not even a card for us. Probably not these Unblinking Observers either, honestly. Like, it's really not... And more paths are fair. We could take the Guide, though. Guide or Path? Well, what I see is almost a double splash coming. But I'll take the Guide. I think we... if I want to get rid of these blue 2s, I need to come up with something else. And we can play Flip the Switch. That's fine. Although, wait, this doesn't... spells can't be countered, so it's a non-bow with our Mythic. So we could happily play a flip. You happily play a flip that could be a dead card if you want to run a non-bow here. I'd rather do a sideboard real thing as opposed to running a non-bow there. Blessing did wheel, so we'll take that. Geist Wave also wheeled, but maybe we want a wolf. We don't have any... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's only 4. I really want the wave for some more interaction in the spell thing, but we don't have a lot of action for 2 if I'm cutting these... if I'm cutting the Unblinking Observers, and maybe I shouldn't, and we can talk about that, but in case I do, I like having that, and we'll consider this wolf, that's fine. Yeah, it's a non-bow there. We could bring another locked Gaze. Yeah, I guess first Gaze over second locked is fine, but I don't love any of this and hope we don't have to play it. Spirit may play. You're proud of me? What have I done that instills pride? Oh, that's interesting, Pablo. I didn't quite track that Divide by Zero was a hedge against Lear in the meta, but look, we don't have to double splash, but we do have 3 Path to the Festival. If we just focused on like a Light Up the Night, even we don't even need this Skrillex, but like a single mountain for a Light Up the Night, an X spell that we might be able to cast twice. But maybe that's not enough. Maybe like hurting our mana is not worth it because effectively what we're doing is splashing green. We're already we're a green deck splashing green, first of all. So it actually works against the Slogurk plan. Oh, well, we're not going to play 3 necessarily, but I'm saying we have access to them. But I'm in for cutting the red as being a little too cute. Because then now we're a green deck double splashing green and blue. If that makes sense. But I think certainly 2 is the most of these we would play. Oh yeah, let's get you out of here. Thank you. I just didn't even see it. And that leaves us with only a couple cuts to make at 14 creatures, 11 spells. Unless we want to bring in these, since we did the grown-up thing, we could bring in these observers. Instants and sorceries could cast 9, so it's got 9 cards they could help cast. Yeah, that's a fair point, but not when we cut that, right? I kind of like not playing the observers here. I like how this is shaping up without them. This is a very good unnatural growth deck as it's shaping up. This mana is funny. We could cut 1 path, but I still like they're great just getting more forests for this, but it might be what we have to do. But I also like how, again, path in the graveyard with Lear is just a 3-drop again. Maybe a Learjet joke or leering would be fine. I think it has to be about somebody creepy leering, or it's got to be a Learjet joke. You work on that while I finish the deck. Let's see. Cut options include one of these paths. Not cutting anything else from the twos. I want the bolt. Bounding Wolf is kind of just okay, but I think we still want it. Like Spirit could be cuttable. Yeah, it's pretty funny. It is pronounced Lear, though, right? Like King Lear. I suppose we could cut a path. It's not that good, and we've eliminated our greedy splash, and now our only greedy thing is really the unnatural growth, and we're not even pressing our blue too hard here. So, like, if we go to 6, 10, then we're talking about 6, 7, 8 sources of blue, which is pretty strong. And then 10, 11 sources of green, and 12 when it comes to sources for unnatural growth. That's funny. I don't want to put LIER in the deck name, though, and tip our YouTube friends that we picked up a Lear at some point in the draft. But LEER is legit. It's enough of a obfuscation, depending on what else we call it. Leering. There's some other rhyme. Ear. What a good name. Path to the Festival. Leering and Cheering. Winterhorn Blessing. All right, let's do it this way. Got a jet. That's nice and obfuscated. Got a jet. And any bling redemptions? Nah. We didn't quite get there on Slogurk. This is slightly above replacement. Maybe it's B- in this deck. But whatever. It's certainly no worse than a C+, right? So it's just a C+ with upside, which puts it into the low B territory to me, but it's in this deck nothing special, I don't think. Evolving Wilds is nice. Eccentric Farmer is nice, but we're just not doing the thing all that much here. And Spirit, you get to stick around. 6/6 flyer, not bad if we can unnatural growth. Too bad we didn't get any pump. Some main phase pump ahead of unnatural growth on a flyer could end a game in one swing. But I think this is a cool deck. I like it. This is kind of what I want to be doing right now. This kind of exploration into what the format has to offer still. And you can tell me what you think of our average case chances. All right, unnatural growth is here. We probably want the wilds for an island, but Rejuvenator represents... We have 3 forests, 3 of our 4 already. We do have a Silver Bolt to play, though, so I'm going to keep... And we'll see what we draw. But I'm going to try and draw another forest or an island to help me understand... Okay, great. Now we've got 3 forest and a Rejuvenator to make 4 forests, so we can go ahead and get an island here. And since we're not likely to fire this bolt off, or we can't fire it off, I'm going to go ahead and get the island now. Maybe we'll find a 2-drop to play instead of the bolt, at which point we can hide the bolt and maybe surprise someone with 3 damage for 4 mana. Someone being lost in the shell. I doubt we're going to surprise anybody else. Outland Liberator is exactly the kind of 2 I'm talking about here. Good draw. Now, if Magic Gods want to keep listening, I would love a 3. And that basically qualifies. It's not a 3, but we get Blessing plus the Silver Bolt. And actually, Blessing here I like because this thing is annoying. This is getting in the way. So let's... they got open mana, but I don't think anything stops this. Yeah, it could be a commando, but bring it. We can defeat it now. That's true. We could hold and not flip the werewolf back, but I also don't mind it as a 3/3. Interesting point. Do we want to bolt out, or do we want... I'll pass it. I think because also keeping bolts hidden is fine, right? Like not letting Oppo know we have 3 damage to toss around in a blue-green deck is a decent secret to have. Just so. Although, since we currently defeat this thing with our attack, I just like a Shadow Beast sighting here, or maybe a Dawnheart Rejuvenator so we get the sure unnatural growth next turn. They might just scoop to that. Yeah, it has ward anyway. We're not going to target it now. Good point. So let's send in and then drop the Rejuvenator, I think. Yeah, getting this out on 5. Heck, we naturally draw a forest. We can even attack with the Rejuvenator. So, is it the play, though? Because we could build up the board a little more. Bounding Wolf can come in. We have 5 mana. We can Wolf and Startle. Could even send in the Trap Breaker here and try to induce some sort of attack. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, and the Unnatural Growth plan is fine, and sending 8/8s is fine. But they have this Beggar they're going to block with. We also have this Flashback, so we could go flash this back, flash this down again. If we do that... Now, I'd rather just tap the Beggar down. But Wolf and Startle is an interesting plan as well. I'm letting this time because I really might want to fire off the Blessing. Because also Blessing helping double... Although Blessing after growth just is like effectively 2 counters. Sure, let's Bounding Wolf Startle, although Startle, I like attacking and having the Startle trick, because if they give us a reason to cast the Startle, we might find our land drop. Well, we could Startle on our turn. Oh, baby. We're going to put this in the back, Dawnguard in front, and... take our combat win and like it. And there is our land, so we can actually We can do a Shadow Beast sighting if we're willing to have it be daytime again. Or we can just Bounding Wolf and keep it night. I think Bounding Wolf, keep it night is fine. It leaves up the Rejuvenator on defense, and really you know, this flipped versus a 4 power versus 3 power is kind of the same anyway. Gdanmore likes going ahead and making it daytime. I think this is going to be pretty great. We get to Wolf, and yeah, even this is fine. Like, okay, you got that. You got that. That's not your real problem, friend. Your real problem is this.
He's right. Ain't no rules that the dog can't play basketball.
It's just so dumb. Look what happens to your creatures. It is so dumb. It's so dumb. Turns out when they balanced creatures, they didn't envision their power and toughness doubling. Oh, it's totally a fair card, but it's so dumb when you drop it. Like, most people can't play this card, and it's somewhat risky even for us, although we do have the mana for it. Between 11 natural sources of green and the 12th with the festival, the augur to help find stuff. It doesn't, like, you know, anyway, you in general are going to see more lands when you get an augur out. Yeah, enchantment hate incoming, right? Although, let's see, what are they? Yeah, they got green and white, so a lot of things could affect that enchantment. We can bring in a plummet. We've seen the flyer. We've seen that they're white. We're going to have other flyers. What do we think is kind of our, like, duel is a little weak. Startled played there. Yeah, maybe spider is fair. Let's do that. I like it. Let's do what I was saying earlier and control flyers with blocks rather than individual one-off spells. I mean, you can make a case for both. Especially, hey, Dan, thanks. And by the way, Dan, the interview went well enough. We're waiting to hear on a second interview. She kind of had a good interview with, like, HR. She now needs to meet with the actual hiring manager. But she's got a couple other interviews queued up as well. So she's successfully working that marketplace at least. And I need to cut something though, gang. What are we cutting? I don't know if we're cutting a creature or worse interaction. Could cut us. I like this as flyer blocker as well. Startle, now that they know about it, is an interesting choice, but it's still such a great spell even when they do know about it. So we can take the bolt out, although that's, man, this is tough. And the clock is reminding me that I got to decide. You take out the Rejuvenator. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to replace a 4-drop creature with a 4-drop creature. Rejuvenator was helpful there. But we're not actually ramping to all that much. We didn't get... I mean, we got the shadow thing. But hey, look, there we go. We're going to find out if they have enchantment removal, I'll tell you that. It's all right here. We put in the 2/4 reach creature. And now we've got a nice 2/3, 5. We just need something for 4. And no more land would be great if the gods are taking requests, but I know how that goes. Nice curve out going for Oppo, and we got a nice playable there, though, so I'm happy about that. What do we want to do here? I don't want to offer the Liberator, so if I'm playing the Liberator, it's to counterattack. Sentry might be the play, and then we offer to trade it off. I kind of like holding the Guide, because we can go, or maybe we go Liberator, Guide up the Liberator, and then Guide trades for Snarling Wolf or forces it to pump. I'll go Sentry. Although, if they happen to stumble for some reason, we get a flipped Liberator, that would be cool too. I'll go Liberator. Change my mind. Let's start the cycle, see what they've got. A natural 3-drop like Farmer would be perfect, because then we could go Farmer into Sentry Guide on 4. So if the Magic Gods are listening, that's the next thing I would petition for, is a playable 3. But I like where we're at, and I'm not going to make this trade. As said, if I'm playing this, it's to crack back, not to offer trades. Primal Adversary says you're not cracking back on anything, and you're going to play your Sentry and hope you can block this. As a 3-drop, it's merely a 4/3, but it's got Trample, it's Scurry, and we're going to play our Island and go Sentry. Yeah, Sentry, since it trades straight up for the Adversary, is fine here. And depending on what they do here, we might have to... I mean, Unnatural Growth is terrible without... Like, it does nothing unless you're... oh, no, that's wrong. On defense, it's actually good on defense, too. So that's good. So maybe we... I don't want to lose creatures, though, with Unnatural Growths. Ooh, great play from Oppo. Oppo's... Look, they just curved out brilliantly here, and it's going to be awfully tough to beat that curve out. And to that point, I think we probably have to take the double block trade here. And then, but again, it just doesn't do anything for us. If we take this and go to 8, and we play an Unnatural Growth, we can't even play an Unnatural Growth next turn. What a brutal curve out. Well done, Lost in the Shell. I don't think 1, 2, 3, 4 like this is particularly beatable on the back foot. So now effectively Unnatural Growth is not even a card for us. We don't have time for it. And the question is, are we better off? I think we are better off taking this and having Guide on Sentry to still offer a 1-for-1 here, but we are in bad shape, gang. No question about it. I'm going to say no blocks. Mentor gives us some extra blockers, but I don't know if that's enough here. And if we're just better off with the Timberland Guide, I guess we get a chump, and then maybe that gets us to the Unnatural Growth, but Dawnheart Mentor doesn't... I mean, it becomes an 08 on defense. That's pretty good, 08 on defense. So maybe we chump, go to 5 in the air. Yeah, now I think we're on Mentor and crossed fingers. We don't have good chumps against a Trampler, obviously, but we can against anything else that attacks. Yeah, it really does. But I don't know what else to do. We could double block Sentry plus Mentor just to, or just block triple block. I don't know. As I said, I think we're kind of just on a very low % chance to win this, and are just scrapping to stay alive and seeing if we draw some sort of plan. Yeah, that's the correct play from Oppo for sure. And now, now I think it's more like this to force the pump, this to bounce, and this to trade. Could have put this here or wherever, but with the trample, this blocks the more damage. And we could draw a flyer here. If we draw our Storm Spirit, we're not dead. Ugh, that certainly does not help. Bounding Wolf actually does help, and we can Timberland Guide and still cast it, so... Boy.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
This is a real problem, though. I don't know how we beat a Cathar's Call with our current configuration. Oh!
He's right. Ain't no rules in the dog can't play basketball.
I really like giving the mentor some power. That's just my heuristic. I didn't really think it through too much, and sure, mentor could bounce block the Silversmith while guide eats the token. But to a certain extent, we're just... I don't know what we do about this anyway. Like, what do we have main deck? We're looking for some sort of... like, we didn't take that Geist Wave, so that's unfortunate. Do we have any interaction that's going to help us with that? Clear Shot gets it. Duel for Dominance, Silverbolt are the types of answers we're looking for there. Not too many, but some. We got like 3 outs to that card. Yeah, but it being in the yard means I can't really... I mean, we don't have any way to get that back. Well, I like how we played this. I still don't think we're going to win, but we are looking for outs and doing our best. This is going to be tough to get in for the damage we're hoping for. But they're not attacking into this right now anyway, and Storm Rider Spirit has Splash, has Flash. Storm Rider Spirit also has a lot of S's. So we can flash it in if they get frisky on the attacks, and then we have the Unnatural Growth play after that. But this stupid go wide token maker is going to be our undoing here. Yeah, again, could Oppo, like, sitting here on a perfect 4 mana, doing nothing but action, draw some blanks, please? And now the trouble is... we don't even really have attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attackers on 4 bodies means if we send the spirit, we dead. So we're gonna do this and hope we find something on the top of our library that gets us extra wide. Like, what do we even... we really need the Silversmith dead. Like, Lear at this point could be interesting. Except not, because we don't have anything but Startle in the yard, and Lear is double blue, so that wouldn't even be good. Now the Magic Gods are going to give me that because it doesn't even matter. And now we're just dead. All right. Did you see it, Oppo? You going to swing away? Let's see if Oppo maths. I mean, I'm cardless, so they've got the win if they do the math. Just going to make them do it, though. Thank you for the sub. What a weird attack all. You figured it out, Oppo, 1 click at a time. We got this Return to Nature. I don't love it for just Cathar's Call, though. When we do have interaction for whatever they put it on. Didn't really add any... I mean, maybe the reach creature is overkill. I mean, there's the beggar, but we saw one flyer in the first game and one potential flyer this game. So across 2 games, we've seen one flyer show up. So I don't know if the Broodweaver is actually where we want to be, especially against a deck that's not even really killing it. Like, it is just a giant spider, really. Yeah, Call is just a strikeout home run card. It classic. If it goes unchecked, it's going to win a game. If it is checked, the controller got 2 for 1. So that's the risk. That's the game. You make your calls. You take your chances. But now I really don't want to put the Rejuvenator back in here. I don't think the deck actually needs it. So now I'm trying to figure out what is correct here. And so maybe it is just the Weaver again. Or the Return to Nature if we really want to sideboard against something that was troubling us. Yeah, I guess I'll put it back in on Spider, but yeah, 1 target for the return. Couldn't quite get there, even though it was a target that won that game due to our inability to deal with it. But we're going to get them. Let's just aggro them out here. Come on, deck. Hook us up. With Path to the Festival, I'm going to go ahead and... well, what do you want to do? You want Evolving Wilds for an island here, or just Bolt? I think the Hidden Bolt continues to be a worthwhile thing. So I think I'm going to fetch the island and Timberland on 2, barring a better option. Oh, island. Boo. I don't know. It's a kind of card people will just play, too. Path next turn for some ramp. And fixing for our... Oh, come on, deck. Come on with that. What is that? 3 islands. Well, let's see if they want to block. I mean, I think you gotta. You want the thing dead anyway. But still make him do it. Get him in the habit. But in the habit of what they want anyway, which is that stupid thing to die. Go Sighting Bolt next turn over another path. Although, now they've given us a reason to come after it Bolt style, and we've trained them to make the block, so let's do that. Now maybe they don't want to block it because they've put something more important on it, but good, they have committed. Come on, do it. Yeah! All right, that's what we want to see. Still kind of a 1-for-1, because ultimately they want this in the yard. This is a 4/4 flyer for 6, and now they've drawn it. Shadow Beast Sighting plus Blessing seems fine here. Sit down, Silversmith. Make another sighting next turn, and then Blessing again after that. If things don't go our way and we find more land from here, we can even Blessing Festival on that 8th turn. And we could go Weaver Flashback the Blessing here. And pin down this Bird Admirer, which makes some sense. Does get an... Because well, we do have attacks with the... I also like that making this a 4/4 is good. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the we're gonna hold on Shadow Beast Sighting and go Broodweaver Winterhorn Blessing here. And do we want want to counter on this? 3/5 is pretty good, but 2/4 does the job we want it to, and 4/4 really improves the guide. So I'm gonna do that. I'm not super concerned about night day here. The Bird Admirer could get big if they choose to do nothing on their turn, but if they choose to do nothing on their turn, that's probably good for us with them at 9 and us playing another creature here and having a 4/4 to follow. I just like piling on. Oh, brutal. Just brutal. That was maybe a reason to do that. We even saw them do that in game 1, so we knew that was a possibility. Feeling, oh, this is, you know what's even more brutal? This damn card. Sorry, Oppo. Yeah, I suppose they got something no matter what, right, Eric? Good observation. But I don't know what's better or worse. Another 4/4 would be awfully nice as well, especially with the unnatural growth we found on the top. I like that block. They have to block those Gigantors, but they can take from the Broodweaver so they can somehow try to find a way to win through the air if they can just chump on the ground endlessly. Hey, we got our anti-Cathar's Call tech here, but it's really our pro unnatural growth draw. We're going to start with an attack. They could take the Weaver again, but I don't know how that helps them. I guess, I don't know. Fortunately, we have Oppo in a tough spot, and this doesn't even, like, they don't, if they had some instant speed naturalize, it doesn't shrink our creatures, which is pretty important. I mean, in this case, it wouldn't be that important, but I mean, in general for this card, it's important that once you get the buffs, your opponent can't cut your creatures in half with a enchantment removal. All right, we have this plus that. And yeah, sure, we could save for double spell or whatever, but I'm just, again, trying to pile on max damage. And we're the ones who want it to flip now anyway with our Liberator. Now, if they've got some... Okay, as I say, if they've got something for the unnatural growth, they could potentially do, like, kill this, play a blocker, and they're not dead, but that was... Wait a sec. Oh... Hold on, I'm going to go to here to get this one.
Thank you. We got one!
The champ is here!
I'm going to give you your channel points, Bond, but I went with that one instead. But I also mean to put this in the right place. I got to copy this. I got to go to Battlefield Right. Oh, no, it is here. Okay, I just got to figure out where it is. All right, we're good. Yeah, we cast it in three games, and one game it wasn't good enough. Oh yeah. Two, three, four. I love it. Hey, friend. Two, three, four, five, question mark. We just need one forest. Interesting choice. We can get the guaranteed forest, but we pass on the sighting here. I like sighting, and if we don't draw, if we're a turn off on the unnatural growth, we've been developing our board. Although we could also make the argument with the open mana to Evolving Wilds and hold up Duel. So yeah, let's start with a swing. But that's the question for post-combat. Didn't sense any pausing there, which doesn't say anything about counterspells, but it actually says something about counterspells, that they didn't do anything with their mana, and there was no pausing for like combat and stuff, which almost suggests that it is a counterspell. And yeah, it does feel like flip, right? So I think actually I'm going to go with Evolving Wilds, crack for forest, and hold up the duel, even though right now we don't want to duel anything. Sure felt like flip. I think we make them play something this turn and then drop the growth on them. Because they don't want to play anything, that's fine with us, right? Yeah, you can't hold up your flip. And now we get to drop the unnatural growth against blue-black, and they're not going to be able to do anything about it. They had to make that trade, and I was happy to offer. Ooh, I don't know if I want to show him this. Let's start with an attack. See if this just wins. It just wins. Hey, do you remember we have this rare? The one that showed up for the first time and didn't even get cast, as opposed to 4 for 4 on natural growth? Must be. Is. All right. What do we know about him? Just this. Blue-black. Seems like they got counter magic. It's going to make Lear pretty funny and good. They probably have flyers, but I do like the Rejuvenator. We might even change that permanently to like, or start with something. Maybe not Broodweaver. Certainly this is a terrible deck to bring in enchantment removal against. You don't want to bring it in against either bounce or self-sacrifice, and the blue-black deck is both. Yeah. This is really, you can bring it in against the graveyard decks where they want their stuff to die in combat, or, you know. It's not that important, actually. It helps, but without this, let's say we don't have this, we got 11 natural plus path for 12. We've got 12 sources of green, so this was like our 13th. And yeah, that makes it easier, but it's not that bad. Yeah, especially also farmer is a quasi forest. It's not guaranteed, but it's some percentage of a forest. So I'm going to do that and then run it this way. We just don't know enough about their deck yet anyway. We just know it's blue-black. You can keep this. Two islands again. Who ordered the islands? It's all right. We'll go this. We got Sentry into Path into Wolf Mentor. There we go. Forest, what I want to see. We can always play one island, though, because our Unnatural Growth has one generic, so we need 4 green and a spare. This is currently our spare for the Unnatural Growth that, of course, we're going to draw before turn 5, right? Clear Shot's a good draw, but we don't really have, it's not, we're not enough there yet. So it's really Path, and with the island, we get a 2-spell turn next turn with Wolf Shot or Wolf Mentor, or even 1-spell turn with Wolf Activate Bolt. But I don't feel like activating Bolt now. I think we should offer the Sentry. I'll trade the Sentry for either their blocking creatures, so let's start there. All right. That's an interesting trade. Like, I don't mind trading 2 mana for 3. I know we've got Coven stuff and whatever. I'm just looking to get long here, and I think we win the game. So, like, this is fine by me. With where this is headed. Right, Mentor would have made it unblockable, but I'm glad it was blockable because they traded their 3-drop for it. I think this is good for us, and I'm fine with it. Can this be can't be countered. Spells can't be countered, but she can be, or he can be countered. So I'm going to stick with my plan in the face of this open mana. They might just be going for card draw. And to that end, maybe we just go Wolf, hold up Bolt, and if they go for card draw, we can pick it off. We hold up Clear Shot. Mentor, though, there's nothing wrong with just dumping the Mentor either. Let's see what they got counter-wise. Maybe they counter this. And then the Mentor is an easier play because we have nothing to Clear Shot, although we can still Bolt, of course. All right, so they thought, doesn't mean they have a counter, but they could be considering counter versus draw. Yeah, so can't read the pause because of that. And I think we just leave stuff up here. And if they're going for card draw on this, then yeah, I think I'm just gonna bolt it. All right, Tome leaves us open to cast our Mythic, and we're going to do that after we swing in. You can play Liberator and take out the Tome, but we'll try to do that via attacking. I like getting the Leer down while shields are down. Because it smells like counter magic over here. So let's just shut it down. Yeah, the pause could be the Tome. Yeah, exactly. Ideally we get it to nighttime and we just attack and kill this thing. We don't use our we don't sacrifice this to kill it. What? Yes, JC, they only have 2 mana, but what is that? What was your observation? That's why it was pausing? Yeah. My point was we couldn't get this countered. And now we can go Farmer, Liberator. That seems fine. I'll start with an attack, though. All right. Let's see. Clear Shot here. Full control. Wait. Target creature I control. Okay, it was just the full control was making that weird for me, so I was suddenly uncertain. Man. Double spell here is cool. Only the one land. Glad we found it. Some good stuff in the yard, unfortunately. We're going to have to do a turn-by-turn growth with Dawnheart Mentor here. Horde is pretty good, but we got a Death Toucher and we got a active Mentor. And we got a Winterhorn Blessing, all coming up Millhouse in a lot of ways here. Let's pin down the Horde for a couple turns. And where do we want this? On the Farmer? Let's grow the Farmer since the Wolf has Death Touch. Maybe I'm supposed to play this again because Mentor, like, this is a non-bow with Mentor activations. I like keeping the Horde down is the thing. So that's what I don't love about that. But it does help with the race with the Strangler. I hear you, Pablo, but I like having the Mentor plan ready. If we start drawing lands, we want to be doing this. Yeah, I hear you, but that's exactly what I don't like. I don't like that by leaving this mana fallow here, we cast neither the Blessing nor the Mentor activation, and we prevent us from doing that next turn. So if we do this now, we can get a Mentor this now and this next turn. If we don't do it now, we just get one of these two next turn, that's it. So I'm going to do it. And I'm going to continue making the Farmer big. And I'm going to only leave back our Mentor. Having them at 8 with this creature suite and the Mentor ready to activate seems correct. Great 2-spell turn for Oppo there. Oh, we got a Stormrider Spirit as an alternative play. And kind of makes me want to... I guess they're going to tap something anyway, so let's see what they do here. Tapping the Farmer, no surprise. So then let's just say no attacks this turn. We represent a pump and significant defense. Hammer says charge. Well, okay, let's think about it. I can... Oh, no, I can't. I hit end turn. I'm going to go with the Stormrider Spirit play. Especially since this the tap thing won't be available. And if they get greedy and come in with the flyer, yeah, we can basically nearly win. Bounding Wolf. Can't do that plus the Mentor. Can't block, can't block, can't block. Would trade with this, but we threaten... We can send everything. Yeah, I think just in the air for now. Oh, Mentor gives trample. I should read my cards. With trample and +3/+3. Yeah, we can send in the wolf too then, right? Like, why not? We're at 12. We can even send this, although this is not as good of an attack. Yeah, so I'm going to go... Even the human kills horde is true. Are we okay with them? Yeah, I guess we are. Let's send it all. But not the Mentor, of course. But we'll send the others. See, and with this block, great. We do this. We just get to do activated Death Touch and play and still have the wolf. So this is great.
Consider this. Consider this.
He's right. Ain't no rules in the dog can't play basketball.
All right. The double block did not make much sense, except that they were trying to prevent a big trample situation there. But maybe they were just up against it and didn't have good choices either. I think it was probably over a week ago. I definitely went through a bad stretch where I was trying to find my way to a good mental attitude about losing. I mean, certainly I think at that time I was saying, look, I need to be able to be ready to lose whenever I click play. And certainly I've taken that approach and also, you know, if let go of the results mattering all that much. You know, we're just here for fun, and sometimes it goes better than other times, and that's okay. And but it doesn't help, you know. Tron was saying he went 0-3 3 drafts in a row, and there's kind of like no great mental attitude that's going to keep you sane through that kind of run. And at that point, maybe you just need to like take a legit break of a few days at least or something. But we'll go with the wolf here. I do feel like I have a better handle on the format and a better sense of how the format has adjusted, the meta has adjusted. I'm gonna go Timberland Guide here over, I mean, you could go Blessing as well. It does something pretty similar, but I'm gonna go Guide. And then Guide gives a counter to the wolf that allows it to attack through a 2/1, and then stays on D against the Angler, where, yes, Angler dies into another creature, but if we give up just this half card shell of the Timberland Guide, that's okay.
All things that I used to know have gone out the window.
Not worried that they defenestrated our 2-drop. I'm gonna leave the guide back, and do we want to flash in the Bounding Wolf later or just farmer now? I think we just farmer now so that we have a potential flash flyer blocker, especially in the face of a 1-2 that we know is coming. This just eats 1-2s, so let's set that up with a farmer play here. Yeah, I like looking for land 4, and we found it. The thing is, farmer can also look for land 4 on turn 4, so but then it's the only thing you do on 4. This gives us a 2-spell possibility next turn. Hoarding Organs, great way to win Magic games in this format. We have one lurking somewhere in our deck. I think we cast. Do we cast it once? No, I don't think we've cast our Hoarder. Double Ranch. There's something to be said here for. Although I'd kind of like Liberator, blessing the farmer, tapping the Hoarder, and then swinging away. And then we have another play next turn that's, and we can do this after combat even. So I like that. Let's do that. Yep, Hammer and I on the same page there. And now with Bounding Wolf and a Liberator, we can oh, man. Just non-stop hordes. This is just a horde format. Every black deck has 27 Diagraph hordes that make things tough. I'm going to keep on it, though. Was going to try and get that flyer with the Bounding Wolf, but we're totally going to cast Bounding Wolf at the end of their turn and attack with it on ours. Oh yeah, Eric, we've been doing the Red X Spells deck. That's one of my new go-to archetypes. In fact, I have taken Red Burn Spells pack 1 over Diagraph Hordes because of it. Now we get to Bounding Wolf, blessing the Wolf, tapping the Hoarder, and leaving Abomination with no good blocks. So, real great spot in which Oppo is kind of going to 2 with some forced blocks. Well, they might have a counter here. They got mana up. Let's see. Because they could have cast this and didn't. So now I'm kind of expecting this to get countered, which puts us in a worse spot, but not terrible. Let's find out. No counters, so maybe they're holding up like a Startle or something? I mean, we could play this and find out if they got counters. Yeah, it could be Intruder. Regardless, I'm going to stick with the plan here. We can drown stuff later. Could be another Defenestrate, yeah. But let's spread it around and make it a tough call. Still fine for us. Still, if they want to go to 1 and eat the guide, I'm down with that. So at 16, we just swing away here. Close, but not quite. Can we get them there before they fully stabilize? Ooh, that could be the ticket. We don't have the Coven. Shoot. I kind of like Lear here, because then next turn we get dual, and it should be enough to win. And yeah, what is this pause? What are we up against here in Oppo's hand? It is not clear, but it is something. Double duel feels pretty strong here. Could be Blood Pact. That's hilarious, Gadanmore. It could be. I'm thinking Startle, but I'm surprised they haven't... I feel like they would have found a spot to use it already. And now at instant speed, maybe again, the play here is pass and double duel at the end of Oppo's turn. Because, yeah, I know 2 cards is a lot, but like nothing can be countered, yes, but it's the fact that duel is a fight, it's not a bite. So like I'm damaging these creatures to clear their blockers, making them vulnerable to blocks. I believe what I want to do here is take another turn of patience and double duel at the end of their turn. Maybe we draw some action that further clears the way, but I bet with double duel here we can get there. We do need they do get to draw another card though, effectively, which sucks. I mean, I could send in, we could send in like 1 and then know that we can duel away a double block. We can't duel, and we can even duel away a triple block, right? So I'm going to send the 4/4 because we do have good duelings with these as the fighters, right? Because we can let the Diregraph Horde live and fight anything else that blocks. If they quad block, okay, you quad blocked and okay, they did, they quad blocked, and we're still gonna figure out what we can get for them here because this is okay. Maybe we even take just the Abomination. Let's see, I got 2 hourglasses. Wolf on Horde. Yeah, that's good. I like that. We don't have the +1/+1 though. So we take out this and then have 4 more power to kill stuff with. We do it this way, this, and this. Yeah, I guess we should have known about that startle, but we can still do this. And we should. Like, I guess we make it daytime to flip this as well. I still want the flyers dead, so I'm going to do that. I was running out of time there and kind of flailed a little bit. Hope that doesn't cost me. That was not a great interaction. Should have known the startle was there too. Could have played around the startle better. All right, Organ Hoarder, good draw. Let's see if he can save us. Can't counter that, so it's got to land. Oh man. I guess we got to take the value engine and augur over the cool rare. Clear shot should help. What is that noise? Is there some animation that's stuck? That's annoying. It must be this uncounterable thing. Okay, we can double clear shot. Can we get in for the one? We got 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers. So double clear shot against this ought to get it done, right? Because it's not even a fight, it's a punch. So we're gonna punch here. And we're gonna punch, yeah. Well, Lear has been great when we've landed her and getting to double up spells. And blue-black with a good chunk of flyers says we definitely want our reach in, and we might even want the double plummet possibility here. In this case, they've got a density of flyers that makes me want both of those answers. Over what is this eternal question of ours? And this is the part I hate. Like, I got nothing to cut for this. Like, I could cut a Timberland Guide as a low impact creature if we just want to drop to 13 creatures, and that's it's really 14 with this sighting. I kind of like that. I kind of like cutting the Timberland Guide as being, you know, I like having 2 drops, you know that, but that's a pretty weak one, and the plummet I think is worth it here. So I'm going to do this. This is my play. Path, still too important for our most powerful card in the deck, the 4 green enchantment. I get it, but I really like casting our power doubler, our power toughness doubler. This is a nice keep. No 2, but good 3, 4, 5. Right now we got this. Find a 2 would be great. Yeah, you're right, Hodge. I mean, I'm not seeing what your assessment of the correct play was, but not playing around Startle was just bad magic on my part. Taco curving out while we missed on 2 and flipped their werewolf. This is not a good start for us. Really, that this werewolf from them on 2 with us with no answer and letting it flip is like game ending on turn 2. We do have a clear shot for it, but it's already gotten what? This will be the 3rd card of value. Maybe it's no, 2nd card of value. Played it on 2, attacked on 3, attacked on 4. But when your 2-drop draws 2 cards and then demands removal, you're just effed. And then into Organ Hoarder, like, I don't see how we win this. This is such a value train. Although this is interesting. I wish we had another 2. If we had another 2 doing Blessing, tapping down the wolf, and doing another spell would be good, because it would flip it to day and take out the important threat. Clear Shot does have an instant speed, and it is punch. We're at 14. If I send in and they don't fall for it, I'm accepting going to 9, 8, 7 potentially even. But then I get to untap with 5 mana. I'm just wondering if we can bait them into an Organ Hoarder block here, but with the... Probably not with this rare. Yeah, I'm just wondering if, like, assuming they don't block Hajj, are we okay with the crackback? That's the math I was doing. Because, yeah, and we're going to clear shot the 2-1 no matter what. But we want to get... The question is whether we do this on attack, whether we attack. And I think I will... It sets us up to go pretty low, but maybe this hemming and hawing makes Oppo think we're just trying to decide whether to offer this trade. But I wouldn't block if I were Oppo. I'd be pretty happy that we're attacking here. So, there's that. Well, I don't need to play the land for the clear shot play. That's why I didn't do it. Or does it pump it? Did I not read? Yeah, it didn't matter. Oh, yeah. No problem. I thought you were saying there was something about combat that would make me want to do it. So here's us going to 7 as we mathed out. Interesting. I kind of like Sighting and Bolt here, although the open mana and cards probably means we might just we could be just dead. One thing is that if they've got like a counterspell that's the flip, we can pay for it. They can't really counter the Bolt. And then we could, well, I like the, yeah, we can do Spirit on their turn. I guess that denies them the mana. It does eat the Abomination, which is pretty key. Okay, let's do that then. Yeah, that is exactly what, right, Robert. But if then the question is, do we want to sit back with a 3/3 on defense against the attack we just experienced? But, like, did we want to trade this for the Organ Hoarder? If the answer was no, it was correct to attack. But now, we kind of do need to threaten to block. Oi, oi, oi. New plan. New plan, new plan. Yeah, that's fair, Hajj. But I also kind of like getting greedy here and trying to eat the Abomination and then trade with the Spirit, threaten to trade with the Spirit next time. And if it costs us the game, so be it. I'm willing to take some risks here to try and get ahead in a tough spot. Yeah. Running it back, though. I do like our sideboarding against... I mean, they got so many flyers. Give us the Plummet and the Leer. All right, full count. Here we are. Do we get the double up on our buy-in, or... Oh, yeah. In fact, on that front, record is wrong. We're trying to get 3-0 here. Come on, Magic Gods. Help us get there. 3-0 perfect opener. Not perfect, but certainly good enough. 2-drop would be the perfect draw, something we are actively excited to play on 2. Larder harder. Hey, Magic Gods, thank you. Great. You can Dawn Heart it next turn even, which we will. they get to send their stowaway, and we'll get in once for a loot. At least it's not a card draw, it's a loot, which is still pretty good, but it's not straight draw. And then we can start blessing it down. Oh, no third land yet. Okay, they were just being slow on it. Sometimes that's like, people are usually so eager to get their lands out. Sometimes that delay there means they're stuck. Considering using removal on the sentry, I think, or the mentor to stop the sentry from being unblockable. Feels like a defenestrate tank from Oppo here. Not a defenestrate, but as you see, I'm pretty happy with that. They just gave up their suspicious stowaway to take out our... they 2-for-1 themselves with a bomb rare and premium removal to take out our 2-drop. Thumbs up. I could play this Bounding Wolf while Flip the Switch is down. Do you think it's relevant to just do that? If we pass, we do flip it to Knight. I don't know who that benefits more. But also, if they don't do anything on their turn, we could just probably not do anything on our turn. So I'm going to say no attacks. Yeah, Crawl does make a lot of sense, right? Yeah, and then why wouldn't they? But then why wouldn't they have played it? Another good point. I don't know. It's all very confusing, but I'm going to let them go shields up. I don't mind it too much. I think Knight helps us more than it helps them. Man, that Organ Hoarder. Why'd you have to be Organ Hoarder? So good. Look at that. 2 lands down and drew their action spell, no doubt. Alright, we got our Reacher. Almost on 6 mana for the Mentor. That's going to be big game. And right now, though, I think we're in for Blessing... pumping the wolf, tapping the hoarder, and applying pressure here. Although there's a good case for just Broodweaver. Although Broodweaver plus Blessing next turn instead of the Mentor is an option. But then what am I doing this turn? I don't know. I like tapping the hoarder and not giving them blocks we like that they like. I'm going to do it this way. How about we will put one on the soldier though. It still keeps us at the right spot on mentor with the mentor. Although this gives them a block on the 2/2. I don't know. Maybe that was fancy play. I was just going to make a 4/3. But Blessing gets cast again, although we're just going to get it taken out with the Diregraph Horde. Yep. God! I hate... Like, I've been pretty happy about, like, the format lately, but frankly, Oppo going Organ Hoarder into Diregraph Horde is just like, screw you, format. Screw you. Is brutal. But so is having an active mentor, so I should stop my whining and start trying to win this game. We'll swing with Pump Up. Probably just not Pump and just play the Weaver. Stop complaining, Ryan. It is this back-to-back sequence, though, is just getting super tired. Ugh. Well, if they kill the Mentor, I think we lose. If the Mentor lives, we probably find a way here. I think it's that simple now. All right. Sometimes you click play and lose, Ryan, but brutal. Effing hoarder, effing horde. Hordes and hoarders. Hordes and hoarders. No, not anymore, Haj. But good positive attitude. Although now it would be a great draw. Now it would be an amazing draw, you're right. All right, let's find our bomb, huh? Come on, deck. Come on, serve us up some goodness.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
All right, I think that qualifies. We get to swing away and trying to figure out how to kind of get the hoarder, but I think what we just send in well, clear shot with the spider doesn't get the diagraph hoard. It depends on how we want to do this. Do you just want to clear the hoarder for blocking? But this puts a counter on it. I mean, and it's not fight. Human on hoarder is where the clear shot ought to go. The question is whether we do it. Well, let's see if there's a let's look for a pause, because right now Larder Zombie doesn't have a tap. So let's see if moving to combat creates a pause anyway. Ah, see, no pause, no pause. So that means we can go for the path clearing clear shot. Human the hoarder to create 2 3/3s, and they choose go to 3 or lose the zombie. You let them block. I guess they put Larder Zombie on. Yeah, all right, fine. You're right. Because they put Larder Zombie on the 2/2, right? This just gives us no damage, but it does give us board control, which you think would be exactly what I would be on about, huh? All right, they're going to do it this way. It doesn't really matter if they don't have the interaction. So we clear shot the hoarder from the it doesn't matter. Yeah, we do it for the unblocked creature because then we get more damage in. All right. Feeling a little better about our chances. Feeling a little worse about our chances. That's such a great card, but we're still doing all right here. And we got a fun meme. Where is it? Oh, duel for dominance. Feeling better about our chances again. Although we don't have, again, the mentor. So... Oh, we can duel away the Falcon Abomination, though. But yeah, right now we just pass, unfortunately. We can, but we don't need to do that now, right, Math? I mean, I guess they're shields down-ish, but... I'm hoping they mess up somehow here. Yeah, so like... Yeah, no blocks. We gotta hope that this somehow leads to a duel-based victory. And there's no reason to do it now. Who earns on that top deck? Guess it doesn't matter too much which way we go. I don't like setting up to be blown out with a discard spell, but we can still play the duel in response in that case and at least get the abomination. One thing we could do here is send both and dual Weaver on Horde to finish it off. And then we get a replacement creature off the Weaver. Yeah, they might have that. They might have that. Yeah, we could send the 2/2. I am nervous about that flyer, but I like it. I'm going to do this. I mean, either we get the Horde. And also, like, if they have Startle or something, I guess it works with the... It'll still work with the duel. But anyway, we're going to go see if they want to do anything here. All right, we got to try. This doesn't die, unfortunately. But hopefully the Horde does, or we get something out of their hand. Well, they really... So, brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Now we are on go to 6 with a abomination block and top deck to not die. F. God, I really wanted this game after we... How do we win if we don't block? Oh yeah, I guess Witherbloom... Witherbloom doesn't quite even do it though, right? We get 5 damage. But that's... Yeah, I know, but it still doesn't do the right amount of damage. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's the bottom line, Haj. I just think we're dead, though. I don't think we can... I don't know if any of our cards as a single card, no matter how powerful that... Like, Organ Hoarder, maybe? Because then we get a blocker and another action spell. But, like, we need Organ Hoarder. Organ Hoarder with the draw to an action spell. Well, this... this keeps us from being... No, it doesn't keep us from being dead. Like, see, we're just dead. You're late, Lear. Frustrating. Man! Good deck, Oppo, and well played. I freaking hate you using all these classic format powerhouses to crush us. We made it interesting, but man, I could taste the 3-0 here, so it's a little bit of a bitter 2-1. Bitter 2-1.
Is this a dead man, Doctor? Very dead, Mr. Spock.
Sorry, deck. We almost got you there. You deserved it. This is a sweet one. Powerful and good. Unnatural growth. But we got gems back, and as I said, I can't complain too much if we drafted a cool thing, and the cool thing got to happen a few times. We got to see Lear do excellent work. We got to see Unnatural Growth be unbeatable, and we got fun blue-green stuff we don't always do. So, all right. All right. Take your good enough and... suck it up, Spain. It was quick, but I'm drowning and adulting, so we are going to send you off today. I'll get rid of all these dots, though. Let's get rid of all the dots. Whew! Nah, that was a good run, Haj, and thanks for keeping me online and helping play it out. So that's all we could do. It's sad when you make it so close and Oppo just perfects you out, but that's what happened. Yeah, I don't know if that changes the outcome in the end. I don't know. I think it was going to be tough to beat that bounced Diregraph Horde. Even self-bouncing, like, gosh, that wasn't even, like, they went down on a card there. They went down a card to put that back on top of their library. But that was going to be tough to beat. Because if they use that revenge on one of ours, we're in trouble too. So it was going to be tough regardless. And we got some gems back. I mean, that's the real thing, right? It's hard. I can just taste that that 3-0, which is why it's so rough. But if we pull back to the beginning and say, hey, Ryan, go best of 3 today, I guarantee you're going to get at least 2-1. I'll be like, really? Sweet. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'd have to go back and look, Haj. Honestly, it's already slipping away from me, and I don't care that much, but I do agree that that play was sus at best. Yep. So let's readjust my expectations and be happy with that result, and be happy that I get to play Magic on the internet with my buddies around here. Thanks for hanging out, friends. Catch you the next one.